God says, "My child, open your eyes and listen carefully, for what is happening now is urgent and cannot be ignored." There is a woman, filled with envy, jealousy, and malicious intent, who tried to harm your soulmate. Her plan was dark, secretive, and carefully crafted, but what she did not understand is that the universe, and I, are always watching. Every action has consequences, and every heart that acts with evil energy will one day face its own reflection. Last night, her plan began to unravel. You may not know the details, yet the consequences are already visible. She thought she could manipulate events, bend circumstances to her will, and bring harm to your soulmate, but the divine forces protecting your loved one were awake, vigilant, and unyielding. Every step she took was shadowed by an unseen presence, a protection that she could not see, could not feel, and could not escape. My child, you must understand this: your soulmate is protected. No darkness, no malice, no hidden scheme can ever break the shield surrounding them. It may appear that danger approaches, that threats loom near, but these are tests of faith, reminders that divine intervention is always present, and that love, when pure, cannot be destroyed. The woman, in her arrogance, believed she could control fate. She thought she could twist circumstances to suit her desires. She thought your soulmate was vulnerable, unaware, and powerless. How wrong she was. The moment she acted on her intentions, she set in motion a chain of events that she could never stop. Her own energy, filled with anger and manipulation, rebounded upon her. The very forces she tried to wield against your soulmate turned against her, and now she is the one facing the storm she tried to unleash. Her fate moved faster than she could anticipate. A sudden accident, a shocking failure in her plans, a misstep that seemed trivial at first, but which escalated into catastrophe, has left her in a state of panic and helplessness. She could not have imagined the speed with which karma would return to her door. And tonight, as you read these words, she lies in an ICU, surrounded by machines and alarms, her ego shattered, and her heart pounding with fear. My child, feel the energy around your soulmate. Even in the shadows of this woman's intentions, your soulmate remained untouched. The universe, through invisible hands, guided every moment, protected every step, and ensured that your loved one emerged unscathed. There was a force surrounding them, an energy of light and protection that no darkness could penetrate. And because of this, your soulmate's spirit is calm, serene, and strong, even as chaos unfolds elsewhere. The woman's panic is palpable, even from a distance. She is begging, not for help, not for understanding, not for guidance, but for life itself. She is pleading to survive, to escape the consequences that her own malice has brought upon her. And yet, my child, there is no sympathy for actions born from envy and cruelty. The law of the universe is clear: what you send out returns to you. The harm she intended for another has returned, multiplied, and intensified, leaving her in a position she cannot control, cannot deny, and cannot escape. You may wonder, why reveal this to you now? Why show you the fall of one who sought evil? My child, it is to awaken your awareness, to remind you that protection always surrounds those I love, and that no act of harm can succeed when it is directed toward a life I am safeguarding. Your soulmate's life is precious, guided by love, divine intervention, and the forces of light that even the darkest intentions cannot overpower. And yet, the story is not simply one of protection, it is also a lesson for you. The woman's actions, now backfiring so completely, serve as a mirror. They reflect the power of truth, the certainty of justice, and the reality that every action carries energy that must be accounted for. Watch carefully, my child, and do not underestimate the laws of the universe. Love and light are never weak, they are shields, swords, and armor against all forms of darkness. You may feel a surge of emotions, shock, anger, relief, even fear, but I ask you to remain calm. Do not let the drama of this event cloud your heart or your spirit. Your soulmate is unharmed. They are walking in light, protected, and surrounded by blessings that even the woman's evil could not touch. The universe has responded with precision, delivering not just protection, but a lesson that will resonate far beyond this moment. Tonight, my child, pay attention to subtle signs. Your soulmate may feel unusually peaceful, even radiant, because they sense the shift in energy. The dark intentions surrounding them have been neutralized, replaced with harmony, love, and divine balance. You, too, will begin to notice changes in your own energy field, an ease in your heart, a sudden clarity in your thoughts, a calmness that cannot be explained by ordinary reasoning. These are the effects of protection, of divine justice, and of the awakening that is occurring right now. And what of the woman? She is learning the limits of control, the consequences of malice, and the reality that no life can be manipulated without repercussions. The ICU, the alarms, the fear, and the pleading, these are all reflections of the karmic law. She now knows, in the deepest part of her being, that her actions are no longer her own to control. The universe has taken over, and what she once sought to impose on another has now become her own reality. My child, let this serve as a reminder: never underestimate the power of protection, the power of divine intervention, or the strength of the bond between a pure heart and those I guard. Your soulmate is walking forward in life, untouched, shielded, and surrounded by energy that the human eye cannot see, yet which is infinitely real. And as for those who intend harm, let the story of the woman in the ICU be a warning: darkness may move quickly, but justice always moves faster. Tonight, hold your soulmate in your heart, feel the protection that surrounds them, and acknowledge the divine forces that ensure safety, clarity, and peace. Do not fear the chaos around you. Do not focus on the malice of others. Focus instead on the light, on the love, and on the certainty that what is meant for you, and for those I protect, cannot be taken away. The woman's begging, her fear, her helplessness, all of it is evidence of a truth you must carry in your soul: love is stronger than hate, protection is stronger than harm, and divine forces always act in favor of those who walk with integrity, purity, and light. Your soulmate's life is a testament to this truth. My child, I want you to prepare for what comes next. In the coming days, revelations will become even more visible. People who tried to manipulate, deceive, or harm will begin to show their true nature. The universe is aligning events so that you will see clearly who stands with love and who is trapped by their own darkness. Your soulmate will remain safe, untouched, and increasingly blessed. And the woman? She will face the consequences fully, but only because she has brought them upon herself. Tonight, remember this: every prayer you offer, every thought of love you send, and every act of faith strengthens the protection around your soulmate. Darkness cannot withstand this energy. Malice cannot endure it. And evil, when confronted by divine light, always collapses under its own weight. My child, keep your heart open, your mind alert, and your spirit calm. The story is unfolding exactly as it should. Protection is absolute. Justice is inevitable. And love, the love surrounding your soulmate and connecting your souls, is eternal. The ICU, the pleading, the chaos, these are only chapters in the woman's story, not yours. Your chapter is one of safety, divine protection, and spiritual awakening. And as you walk forward, hold this knowledge firmly in your heart: the universe is always watching, always guiding, and always delivering what is right. God says, my child, now that the first shock has settled, it is time to understand the full weight of what occurred. The woman's plan, so carefully hidden, so meticulously designed, was meant to harm your soulmate. She believed she could manipulate circumstances, twist reality, and interfere with the life she coveted. Yet, every detail of her scheme was flawed, not by chance, but by the protective forces that surround those I guard. She had hoped to create chaos, to make your soulmate vulnerable, and to gain control over a life that was never hers to touch. Her intentions were heavy with envy, greed, and cruelty. She thought she could act in secrecy, that no one would know, and that her malicious energy would remain undetected. But my child, darkness can never move unnoticed. Every action she took sent ripples through the spiritual world, vibrations that called forth protection, divine intervention, and karmic balance. The first sign of her plan backfiring came in small, almost imperceptible ways. A misplaced item, a miscommunication, a sudden distraction, events that may have seemed ordinary to the human eye, but which were the universe's way of intervening. Your soulmate, though unaware of the danger at the time, was being shielded, surrounded by an invisible barrier that the woman could not see, could not penetrate, and could not understand. Every move she made against them became a trap for herself. Her panic began to grow, even before the physical consequences arrived. Subconsciously, she felt that the energy she sent forth was returning. A heaviness in her chest, sleepless nights, and unexplainable accidents started to occur. These were the first warnings that her malicious intent was no longer under her control. The universe had begun its work, ensuring that what she intended for harm would instead reflect back upon her own life, magnified and unstoppable. Meanwhile, your soulmate continued in peace, protected by divine forces that are beyond ordinary comprehension. They may have felt moments of unease, sudden intuition, or glimpses of danger, but nothing ever touched them. This is the power of protection I grant, my child. It shields the pure-hearted, fortifies the innocent, and ensures that those who act with love are untouched by the dark energy others may try to direct toward them. The woman's errors intensified. Every attempt she made to accelerate her plan only deepened the consequences she would face. A simple message sent to the wrong person, a step taken too quickly, a lie that was immediately exposed, these small failures multiplied until they became a chain reaction she could no longer control. By the time the full scope of her actions began to manifest, she was trapped in a cycle of her own making, powerless and desperate. My child, you may wonder why such events are revealed in this way. Why show the suffering of someone who acted with malice? The answer is simple: to awaken awareness, to illustrate the law of cause and effect, and to remind your soul of the divine order that governs all life. Your soulmate was never at risk, but the woman who sought to harm them learned, in real time, the truth of divine justice. Her backfiring plan reached a critical point when she found herself in a situation beyond her control, one that required immediate medical intervention. A sudden accident, a health crisis, or a shock to her body brought her to the ICU, where machines, alarms, and doctors now hold her life in their hands. In that sterile room, she is confronting the consequences of her own actions. Every pleading look, every whispered prayer, every fearful thought is a reflection of the energy she sent into the world. Meanwhile, your soulmate remains untouched, unaware of the exact details of the disaster unfolding nearby, but deeply connected to the protective forces that surround them. Their energy field is strong, radiant, and calm. Nothing can penetrate it. Nothing can disturb it. This is not luck, my child, it is divine intervention, protection that cannot be bought, stolen, or manipulated. It is a shield created by love, by truth, and by the cosmic order that governs all things. Even now, my child, subtle signs are appearing to confirm this protection. Perhaps your soulmate feels sudden clarity, unexpected joy, or moments of profound intuition. These are not coincidences. They are signals that the forces of protection are actively working, ensuring safety, balance, and divine justice. Your role is to remain aware, to trust the process, and to know that love always triumphs over malice. The woman's fear grows stronger with each passing hour. In the ICU, surrounded by the hum of machines, the beeping of monitors, and the urgent attention of medical staff, she realizes that her control over life and circumstances was an illusion. She is confronted not just by human intervention, but by the karmic reality that every action carries weight. Every malicious thought, every manipulative step, every attempt to harm another being now returns to her multiplied and unstoppable. Yet, my child, even in the midst of this chaos, the universe offers lessons. The suffering she experiences is not for revenge, it is for awakening, for understanding, and for the balance of energies in the world. It is a powerful demonstration that darkness cannot succeed when it confronts light. And while you may feel shock, anger, or even curiosity about her fate, remember that your soulmate's life is separate, protected, and thriving. There are signs you may notice in your own surroundings, my child, that confirm this divine protection. Perhaps a sudden feeling of warmth, an unexplainable sense of calm, or a synchronicity that seems too precise to be random. These are reminders that the forces of love, justice, and protection are actively present. They are a promise that your soulmate is shielded and that every act of malice directed at them is neutralized before it can take root. Tonight, as the woman faces the consequences of her actions, she is experiencing a profound truth: no evil can endure when it meets divine protection. Her prayers, once directed selfishly or manipulatively, now come from a place of desperation. She begs not for advantage, not for success, not for control, but simply for survival. My child, understand this clearly: the universe responds to energy, intention, and love. Her energy, born of harm and jealousy, cannot generate the outcomes she desires. Meanwhile, your soulmate's life continues forward in alignment with destiny, untouched, blessed, and protected. Every heartbeat, every step, and every breath is under the guidance of forces that no human scheming can alter. This is the assurance I give you: love, truth, and divine protection are stronger than any plan born from darkness. In the coming hours, my child, the backfiring consequences will become even more visible. You may hear news, witness signs, or notice changes that confirm what has occurred. Do not fear these revelations. They are part of the natural order, part of the spiritual balance that ensures safety for those who are loved, and justice for those who sought harm. Your role is simple: remain centered, hold faith in divine protection, and continue sending love and positive energy toward your soulmate. This is not just a moment of crisis, it is a spiritual awakening, a lesson in the power of love over malice, and a demonstration of how the universe corrects imbalance with precision. Even now, as the woman lies in the ICU, your soulmate is radiating calm, clarity, and protection. Their aura is strong, unbroken, and impenetrable. No harm reaches them. Every attempt to disturb their peace is intercepted, every malicious act is reflected back upon the sender, and every heartbeat echoes the truth: love is eternal, and protection is unwavering. My child, take this lesson to heart: the universe always balances energy. Actions born of hatred, envy, and cruelty always return to the sender. Actions born of love, care, and protection always prosper. Your soulmate's safety is guaranteed, not by chance, but by the divine order that governs all things. Their path is secure, their spirit strong, and their life filled with blessings that cannot be removed. Tonight, remember this: the woman's backfiring plan is a warning and a lesson. It is proof that divine protection exists, that the universe is awake, and that your soulmate is untouchable by those who seek harm. Watch, observe, and trust. The consequences she faces are real, immediate, and unavoidable. Meanwhile, your soulmate continues to walk forward in light, surrounded by protection and guided by love. Your faith, my child, strengthens this protection. Every thought of love, every prayer whispered in their honor, every moment of gratitude contributes to the shield that surrounds them. No darkness, no malice, no scheme can ever penetrate this barrier. It is unbreakable, eternal, and unstoppable. God says, my child, now the situation reaches its most urgent moment. The woman who sought to harm your soulmate is no longer in control. Her carefully crafted schemes, the whispers of manipulation, the secrets she thought she could hide, all have unraveled. She is in the ICU, surrounded by the sterile hum of machines, the beeping of monitors, the eyes of doctors and nurses, and the harsh reality of her own failure. She is begging, trembling, and fully aware that she cannot escape the consequences of the energy she sent into the world. But hear this clearly, my child: your soulmate is untouched. Not a hair on their head has been harmed. Not a shadow of fear has touched their spirit. The forces that protect them are awake, vigilant, and impenetrable. Every attempt she made to interfere with their life has not only failed, it has returned to her multiplied, intensified, and unavoidable. She is experiencing firsthand the truth of divine justice, the law of cause and effect that governs all existence. As she lies in that hospital bed, panic rising in her chest, my child, she realizes the enormity of what has occurred. Every plan, every deceitful step, every malicious thought now confronts her directly. She pleads, not for forgiveness, not for understanding, but simply for survival. Machines beep around her, doctors move swiftly, and yet she feels powerless. She has become the embodiment of the energy she once directed at another, and in this helpless state, she faces a reality she cannot manipulate. Meanwhile, your soulmate moves in peace. Calm, serene, and radiant, they are surrounded by protection that the human eye cannot perceive. You may sense their presence, or feel moments of sudden clarity, joy, or intuition. These are not coincidences. They are signs of the divine shield that surrounds them, ensuring that nothing reaches them, nothing harms them, and nothing disturbs their path forward. Your soulmate's spirit is aligned with love, light, and protection that no darkness can penetrate. The woman's fear intensifies with every passing moment. Her pulse races, her mind trembles, and her ego, once so confident and cruel, collapses under the weight of her own actions. She is confronted by the stark reality that life cannot be manipulated without consequence, that evil always returns to its source, and that no amount of pleading can alter the cosmic balance. Every whispered prayer she utters now is tainted with desperation, for she has learned that intention alone, when rooted in malice, cannot change the inevitable outcome. My child, observe closely the power of divine protection. Even as chaos surrounds her, even as alarms sound and medical staff act, your soulmate remains untouched. Their energy field is strong, impenetrable, and calm. Every attack directed at them is reflected, neutralized, or redirected by forces that operate beyond human understanding. This is the nature of love and divine intervention. It is unbreakable, unstoppable, and eternal. The woman's panic begins to manifest physically. Machines monitor her heart, her breathing, her vital signs, all of which reflect the intensity of the energy she sent into the world. Her body responds to the spiritual imbalance she created, showing that the universe enforces justice in both the seen and unseen realms. She cannot escape this reckoning, for every action has a reaction, every seed of malice grows into a consequence she must now face. Meanwhile, your soulmate's life continues forward without interruption. Their days are filled with calm moments, subtle blessings, and the quiet knowledge that they are protected. They may feel brief flashes of intuition, sudden guidance, or inexplicable clarity. These are confirmations that the forces surrounding them are working flawlessly. They remain untouched, not by chance, but by the deliberate and unyielding power of divine protection. My child, notice the contrast. On one side, fear, chaos, and helplessness. On the other, peace, safety, and divine alignment. This is the law of the universe in action. What is intended for harm is returned, magnified, and unavoidable. What is meant for protection is guaranteed, eternal, and impenetrable. Your soulmate is living proof of this truth, and the woman in the ICU is a living warning. Her begging grows louder, her fear more desperate. She pleads for life, for mercy, for an escape that does not exist. She is fully aware that she cannot manipulate the outcome, that she cannot undo the chain of events she set in motion. The energy she sent toward your soulmate, full of envy, malice, and deceit, has returned to her like a storm she cannot weather. She is powerless, trapped, and finally learning the truth that the universe cannot be fooled. Even now, my child, subtle signs confirm your soulmate's protection. Perhaps a sudden breeze, a flickering light, a feeling of warmth or peace, these are not random. They are signals from the spiritual realm, reminders that your loved one is safe, guided, and protected. The universe itself is aligning circumstances to ensure that no harm reaches them, while ensuring that those who act with malice experience the consequences of their own energy. Your soulmate may be unaware of the precise events in the ICU, yet their intuition, their spirit, and their alignment with divine protection shield them completely. They are calm, grounded, and surrounded by energy that no human scheme can disrupt. The woman, in contrast, is surrounded by chaos, fear, and the immediate return of her actions. My child, this is a lesson in balance, in justice, and in the unseen power that governs all life. As she lies there, the doctors monitor her vital signs, her breathing, and her consciousness. Every beep of the machine is a reminder that she is alive, but alive under the weight of her own choices. She experiences helplessness, fear, and the recognition that her actions were misguided and destructive. Meanwhile, your soulmate moves forward with confidence, light, and safety. They are free from harm, free from deceit, and surrounded by energy that amplifies love, protection, and blessings. My child, the intensity of this moment is not accidental. It is a spiritual demonstration of cause and effect, of the law of energy, and of the invincibility of divine protection. Your soulmate's life is a shield, a proof, and a reminder that love cannot be destroyed, and that darkness cannot triumph when it confronts light. The woman's panic is proof that evil cannot escape its consequences, no matter how carefully plotted or secretly executed. Even now, her fear continues to escalate. Machines beep, alarms sound, and medical staff respond with urgency, but nothing can alter the natural balance of energy. She is confronting the reality of her actions, experiencing the direct consequences of her malice. And while she pleads for mercy, your soulmate moves in safety, shielded by forces that operate beyond human understanding, beyond physical laws, and beyond her control. Tonight, my child, let this moment sink deeply into your soul. Witness the power of protection, the inevitability of justice, and the certainty that your soulmate is untouchable by those who wish them harm. Every event unfolding is not random. Every alarm, every fear, every shift in energy is a confirmation that divine law governs all actions, ensuring that love is preserved, harm is neutralized, and justice is inevitable. Remember, my child, your soulmate is safe. Their spirit is intact, their energy field is strong, and their life continues forward untouched by the schemes of those who act in darkness. The woman's begging, panic, and helplessness are reflections of her own choices, her own energy, and the cosmic law that ensures balance in all things. Hold your faith strong. Send love and protection toward your soulmate, and know that the universe is actively guarding them. The woman's ICU experience is temporary, a lesson in energy, karma, and divine justice. Your soulmate's protection is permanent, a testament to love, light, and the unstoppable power of divine forces. God says, "My child, the time has come to witness the full consequences of darkness meeting divine order." The woman who tried to harm your soulmate is now facing the culmination of her own actions. Every plan she crafted, every lie she whispered, every attempt to interfere with your soulmate's life has come back to her, magnified and unstoppable. She is no longer in control, no longer confident, and no longer able to hide behind deception. In the ICU, surrounded by the sterile hum of machines, alarms, and the eyes of those who watch her struggle, she is confronted with the full weight of her choices. Her fear has transformed into realization. She now sees that every act of malice she sent toward your soulmate has returned, each one striking with precision. My child, this is the nature of divine justice. It is neither hasty nor cruel, but it is inevitable. The energy we release into the world, whether love, harm, or indifference, always returns, and in her case, it has returned to confront her with clarity she cannot escape. Meanwhile, your soulmate continues to move forward in safety and light. They are calm, unaware of the exact details of the woman's suffering, yet deeply protected. The aura surrounding them shines brighter than ever, a shield that cannot be penetrated, a force that no human evil can touch. Your soulmate is moving through life in alignment with destiny, their spirit thriving, their heart secure, and their path illuminated by divine guidance. Even the smallest attempts the woman made to interfere now appear futile, almost laughable in their impotence. Every action she intended to manipulate has been neutralized, redirected, or returned. The universe has acted with precision to ensure that your soulmate remains untouched, that no harm reaches them, and that the person who sought destruction faces the truth of their own energy. This is the cosmic law, my child, and it is always in operation. Her presence in the ICU is now a living demonstration of karmic law. Machines beep with urgency, doctors move with care, and she experiences panic that rises uncontrollably. She begs for survival, for mercy, for an escape from the reality she brought upon herself. But no amount of pleading can erase the energy she unleashed. My child, understand this: her suffering is not an act of revenge. It is a natural consequence, a direct reflection of her own choices, a teaching moment from the universe itself. Meanwhile, your soulmate continues to thrive. Their life unfolds with grace, protection, and divine alignment. They encounter blessings and guidance that the woman could never touch, and they remain in harmony with the forces of light that surround them. The contrast is stark, my child: fear versus calm, chaos versus peace, destruction versus protection. This is the reality of divine balance in motion. Every sign of her suffering, every moment of her panic, every plea she utters, is a reflection of the energy she sent into the world. She is learning, in the most intense and unavoidable way, that harm directed at others cannot succeed when divine protection is in place. Her ICU experience is a mirror, showing her the consequences of malice, envy, and greed. And yet, your soulmate walks free, untouched, and increasingly blessed. My child, you may wonder why such events unfold in this way. Why reveal the suffering of someone who sought harm? The answer is to awaken awareness, to illustrate the unstoppable power of divine protection, and to remind you that love, truth, and purity of heart are always safeguarded. Your soulmate's safety is absolute, and the woman's suffering is a demonstration of the cosmic law that ensures balance in all things. Even now, signs of protection surround your soulmate. Perhaps they feel sudden intuition, unexpected guidance, or a warmth in their chest that cannot be explained. These are not coincidences, they are evidence of the shield that surrounds them, a protective energy that neutralizes every attempt of harm. Your soulmate is untouched, thriving, and moving forward in alignment with divine order. The woman's fear intensifies as she realizes the full scope of her predicament. Her plans, once secret and confident, are laid bare. She sees the magnitude of the chaos she intended for your soulmate and understands that she cannot reverse it. She is powerless, trapped by her own energy, and fully exposed to the consequences she brought upon herself. My child, this is the moment where truth is undeniable. Darkness cannot prevail when confronted with divine protection. Your soulmate, on the other hand, experiences growth, blessings, and clarity. Every step they take is supported by unseen forces, every decision guided by protection, and every challenge softened by divine intervention. They are walking a path of light, shielded from malice, and aligned with love that cannot be broken. The contrast between their life and the woman's predicament illustrates a profound spiritual truth: energy returns to its source, and protection is stronger than any evil intention. Even in her ICU bed, the woman experiences humiliation and helplessness. She cannot control her environment, she cannot manipulate outcomes, and she cannot escape the reflection of her own energy. Machines beep, alarms sound, and she faces the stark reality that life itself enforces balance. Every act she committed against another has returned to her, and now she must endure the consequences she once sought to inflict. Meanwhile, your soulmate remains untouched. They may be unaware of the drama unfolding, but they are fully supported by divine forces that ensure safety, peace, and alignment. The woman's suffering has no power over them. Every attempt to disturb their life has been neutralized, and their path continues with clarity, blessings, and protection that cannot be overcome. My child, take this lesson deeply into your heart: the universe always enforces balance. Actions born of malice, envy, or harm always return to the sender. Actions born of love, integrity, and protection always prosper. Your soulmate is living proof of this truth. They are walking forward in safety, light, and blessings, while the woman faces the inevitable consequences of her own choices. In the coming hours and days, my child, the woman will continue to experience the unfolding of these consequences. Her fear, panic, and helplessness will serve as reminders of the unstoppable nature of divine protection and justice. Meanwhile, your soulmate's life will continue to flow smoothly, guided by unseen forces that cannot be disturbed by human malice. This contrast, my child, is not random. It is deliberate. It is a teaching, a lesson, and a demonstration of the cosmic order. Your soulmate's safety is guaranteed, not by chance, but by the power of love, truth, and divine protection. The woman's suffering is a reflection of her own choices, her own energy, and the unyielding law that governs all life. Even now, subtle signs will appear to you, confirming the protection surrounding your soulmate. Perhaps a flicker of light, a feeling of warmth, or a sudden clarity in thought. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations that your soulmate is shielded, that every act of malice directed at them is neutralized, and that divine justice is at work in ways beyond human comprehension. My child, the lessons of this story are clear: love cannot be destroyed, protection is unbreakable, and every act of darkness carries its own consequence. Your soulmate's life is proof of this eternal truth. The woman's experience in the ICU is proof of karmic balance. And your role is to remain aware, hold faith, and trust in the divine order that governs all things. Tonight, let your heart be filled with gratitude for your soulmate's protection. Let your mind be calm in the knowledge that no harm can touch them. And let your spirit be awakened to the reality that the universe enforces balance, safeguards love, and ensures that justice is always realized. The woman's ICU experience is intense, my child, but temporary. Her suffering is real, but it cannot harm your soulmate. Your loved one remains safe, blessed, and protected, moving forward with clarity, calm, and guidance from forces beyond comprehension. Every alarm, every fear, every moment of her panic is evidence of a law that cannot be broken, a balance that cannot be disturbed, and a protection that cannot be penetrated. Hold this truth, my child: your soulmate is untouched. Your soulmate is protected. Your soulmate's life flows forward in alignment with divine order. And the woman who tried to harm them is learning, in the most undeniable way, that malice cannot succeed when confronted by love, protection, and cosmic law. God says, my child, the story reaches its final chapter, and with it comes closure, revelation, and divine justice. The woman who tried to harm your soulmate is now fully confronting the consequences of her actions. Her ICU experience, the panic, the pleading, the fear, it has all led her to a moment she cannot escape. She is powerless, trapped by her own energy, and fully exposed to the law of cause and effect. Every malicious act she sent toward your soulmate has returned to her, multiplied and unavoidable. Yet, your soulmate remains untouched. Not a single shadow of harm has touched them. Not a single ounce of malice has penetrated the shield surrounding their life. This is the essence of divine protection, my child, unyielding, eternal, and unstoppable. While chaos, fear, and pain may swirl around, your soulmate walks forward in safety, clarity, and alignment with the light. The woman, now fully aware of the consequences of her envy and malice, experiences humiliation, fear, and despair. Machines beep around her, doctors rush to respond, and alarms punctuate the reality of her helplessness. She begs, pleads, and cries, fully realizing that she cannot manipulate life, control destiny, or escape the energy she sent out into the world. This is the law of the universe in action: every thought, word, and deed returns to its source, amplified and exact. Meanwhile, your soulmate is moving forward, untouched and blessed. Their life continues in calm, guided by unseen forces that ensure their safety and growth. Every step they take is protected, every challenge softened, and every blessing amplified. The contrast between them and the woman in the ICU could not be more stark: fear versus calm, chaos versus peace, destruction versus protection. This is divine balance, my child, the law that governs all existence. As the woman faces the consequences of her actions, she begins to realize that no apology, no pleading, no prayer rooted in selfishness can reverse the events she set in motion. My child, this is a lesson in truth. The universe does not bend for malice, and no evil can overcome the protection surrounding those I guard. Every act of harm she intended has returned, and she is powerless to stop it. Your soulmate, on the other hand, experiences clarity and growth. Their spirit is aligned, their heart is safe, and their path is illuminated by divine guidance. They are surrounded by energy that amplifies love, protection, and blessings. The dangers she tried to impose upon them have not only failed, they have strengthened the shield around them, making them more secure, more aware, and more attuned to the forces of light. Even now, subtle signs appear, confirming the divine protection surrounding your soulmate. Perhaps a feeling of warmth, a sudden insight, a moment of profound calm, these are not coincidences. They are confirmations of the unseen shield, the divine forces that ensure their safety, and the karmic law that ensures justice for those who act with malice. Your soulmate is walking in alignment with destiny, untouchable by evil, and blessed beyond measure. The woman's experience continues to intensify, my child. Every machine, every alarm, every moment of fear reflects the energy she has sent into the world. She is learning, in the most undeniable way, that actions born of envy, hatred, and cruelty cannot succeed. They always return, often magnified, and always at the exact moment required to restore balance. Her pleading, her desperation, her attempts to survive, all of it is evidence of this law in motion. Your soulmate, however, is free from all of this. Their life moves forward in calm, clarity, and protection. Every challenge is softened, every blessing is amplified, and every moment is guided by divine forces that operate beyond human understanding. They remain untouched by malice, and their spirit shines brightly, a beacon of the power of love over darkness. My child, as the woman lies in the ICU, fully aware of her helplessness, the universe continues to align events for your soulmate. People, circumstances, and opportunities now move into place to support, bless, and elevate their life. Every act of divine intervention strengthens the shield around them, ensuring that nothing can disturb their peace or safety. The woman's suffering, meanwhile, serves as a warning and a lesson, not just for her, but for all who attempt to harm others with ill intent. Even the smallest details reflect this balance. Perhaps a sudden feeling of joy, a synchronicity that seems too precise to be random, or an intuitive insight confirms that your soulmate is protected. These signs, my child, are evidence that the forces surrounding them are awake, vigilant, and unstoppable. The woman, in contrast, faces every moment with fear, uncertainty, and the knowledge that her own energy has turned against her. Tonight, my child, your role is to hold faith, love, and gratitude. Pray for your soulmate's continued protection, send them energy of love and light, and trust the divine order that governs all life. The woman's ICU experience is temporary, but her lesson is permanent. She cannot harm your soulmate again, and every attempt at malice has been neutralized by forces beyond human comprehension. Your soulmate's life is a testament to divine protection. Their heart is safe, their spirit is aligned, and their path is guided by love and light. The woman's suffering is a reflection of the cosmic law, a mirror of her own choices, and a demonstration of the principle that no evil can prevail when confronted by divine protection. As the hours pass, the woman will continue to experience the consequences of her actions. My child, understand that this is not punishment for cruelty's sake, but a necessary balancing of energy. Every harmful action she sent into the world now returns, teaching her the truth of karma and the impossibility of harming those I protect. Your soulmate, meanwhile, will continue to thrive. They will experience blessings, guidance, and opportunities that were never interrupted, never threatened, and never obstructed. The forces of light surrounding them are permanent, unwavering, and fully aligned with their well-being. Tonight, my child, let your heart rest in this truth: your soulmate is safe. Your soulmate is protected. Your soulmate's life continues forward in alignment with love, destiny, and divine guidance. The woman who sought to harm them will face the consequences of her actions fully, learning that malice can never overpower love, protection, or the natural order of the universe. Hold this knowledge firmly. Let it fill you with calm, courage, and faith. Know that your soulmate's life is untouchable, their spirit unbroken, and their path illuminated by divine forces that no darkness can penetrate. And remember, my child, that the universe always balances energy, always protects the innocent, and always delivers justice with precision and grace. This is the ultimate truth: evil cannot prevail when confronted by divine love. Malice cannot succeed against protection. And those who attempt harm will always face the reflection of their own energy. Your soulmate's life is proof, and the woman's ICU experience is the lesson. As this story reaches its conclusion, let your spirit be filled with gratitude, faith, and confidence. Your soulmate is safe, your prayers are heard, and the divine forces surrounding them are stronger than ever. Darkness has been neutralized, protection is absolute, and love continues to triumph. Remember this, my child: every step your soulmate takes is guarded, every challenge is softened, and every blessing is amplified. The woman's actions have no power over them, and she cannot harm them again. The universe has spoken, balance has been restored, and divine protection has ensured safety, peace, and clarity. Tonight, rest in the knowledge that your soulmate's life continues forward in alignment with love, light, and destiny. The woman's fate serves as a warning, a mirror, and a lesson for all who attempt harm. Divine justice is inevitable, protection is unstoppable, and love is eternal. Your soulmate is safe. Your soulmate is protected. And the forces of the universe are fully aligned to ensure that nothing can disturb their life again.